Online gambling and sports betting figures are hitting new highs. In fact, for the year, almost 73% of bets in New Jersey alone came from sports betting apps. Our next guest is capitalizing on it and says it's only the beginning of the first inning. Joining us now to discuss is Louis Maione. He is co-founder and president of SportsGrid. And just to show you how sick it can be, I said that North Carolina failed to cover by a half point, and you knew against Elon last night. That's
what
sick.
Our guys do.
So we're watching this a little too
closely.
Too closely.
Yeah.
I think this is, there's a lot of things going on in the world. I just think this is a major, can I say game changer about sports betting? It's almost too cliched, but teams are going to be worth more. Advertising is going to be worth. The rights to televise things are going to be worth more.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be worth more. As people hate commercials everywhere else and get rid of them, they got to watch them with games. It just seems like everything's going to be worth more based on sports betting. Yeah,
it's a game changer. It is
a game changer, so I'm right.
100%. Yeah, I call it a movement, but you can call it a game changer.
Yeah.
I think
I never bet in my life until I went on DraftKings, and now I love it because I care now.
Well, that's it. You care. It's entertainment. The way I look at it is it's pure entertainment now. I think the way we look at it, the way we look at content, it's pretty much like CNBC, right? So I've grown up following you guys, and CNBC was always on in the background, right? So when I was a trader, Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, it would be on the background. So, and then, the lower third comes up. It's something that we're interested in. We put it in our earpiece, right? And we listen, right? So to me, I've always viewed that as if gambling became legal, fantasy became legal, I wanted to create the CNBC for the sports, fantasy, and gambling world. So I parallel the two communities, and when I look at what's gone on in the financial world, I just say sports is a detailed, drilled-down version of what we see in the financial market. I think for us, players are stocks, right? ETFs are baskets. You build your fantasy group.
Can I ask you a crazy question, just to relate it back actually to what's going on in the news today? Do you ever see a day where a Schwab/TD Ameritrade effectively buys a DraftKings or some kind of franchise where it's one platform? Meaning you're buying stocks, you're buying players, you're buying teams, you're doing it all.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that because you have the MTS system, which is your management trading system, right? So if you look at what we've done in our business and what we've created, look at the NASDAQ, look at the level 3, things have changed and iterated over time. Inside of the gambling world, you have the background, the technology, which I'm interested in, right? SportsGrid is a tech media company. Make no mistake about it. But if you remember, back then, we were able to see trades. Things were, a little bit easier to trade. We could see the big blocks moving. Right. We could see certain things. And then it changed and iterated over time. Well, that management trading system for gambling has also changed over time. The backdoor underground bookmakers, they would like to level it out, right? If you're betting the Jets and you're betting the Patriots and they were heavy on one side, what would they try to do? They tried to get it even so they make that margin, that 10%.
Which is why they're offering to buy back.
That's right, and that's why there's all that.
And that's unbelievable, too.
But in today's age, they take risk. So to your point, in our business, we took risk. So when we were on our desk, we knew where we were going, what we were building, what we were looking to accumulate, what type of stocks, bonds, whatever we were doing. We took risk. This business now is risk, and it's a true parallel to the financial world. It really is. And that's why I have so much fun. I love it. It's exciting.
The house may not always win.
Exactly. But here's the thing.
That's a scary process.
No, it's not, and I'll tell you why. The house may not always win on a day-by-day basis. But if you look at it, 80% of gamblers lose over time. They don't understand book management. They don't understand investing the way we've learned over years. You say to yourself, well, there's investors and there's traders. Well, you have to decide who are you? Are you an entertainer?
Do you have a big bank to back this up?
Of course.
If you're losing over a while. And because that's the only thing that strikes me. I understand how you can wring more leverage out of it and you can maybe make a lot more money on the upside, but you got the potential to lose a lot more money too.
You do, but again, if you look at it over a period of time, you're going to, the house will win because there's so many bets. Think about the parlays. Think about the teasers.
I don't know how that works.
Okay, you don't want to. You don't want to.
The question I have is long term. So in the stock market, even 20, 30 years ago, the house effectively always won too.
That's right.
But over time, some of that business effectively became commoditized. The investor became that much smarter. All of a sudden, the information, not just CNBC, but the details that you could get digitally, changed the whole dynamic.
Sure.
So that actually Goldman Sachs used to be the house, but Goldman Sachs could lose too.
Yeah.
But more than just once every week, right? And so the question becomes, over time, how does the business...
How does it evolve?
Exactly. How does it evolve? And does the margin shrink?
Okay. So as the house, as the book, as you're calling it, right, think FanDuel, right, my partner. Right? You have the DraftKings, right? I've been partners with them. I've built content for them, right? You have all these operators, okay? You have, let's say, 20 operators in New Jersey, right? And they're all playing for that same consumer.
Right.
Okay. What's happening is now that it's gone legal, the number of folks that come into this business, on a daily basis is earth-shattering. Why? Because now it's legal. Folks like you are coming after. Why? Because you like to gamble, right? You like to gamble. It's not just men a certain age. That was what folks believed in the past. It's not. It's the younger demographic. It's women, right? It's entertainment. So because it's becoming entertainment, you're going after that chunky part. You're talking about sharps. Listen, sharps are always going to win, but on a small margin. We're talking 3%. That's successful. So if you think about it, if 3% on the sharps...
Off a platform? I mean, if you're really good, do you get kicked out at some point?
Okay, so now we're going to get into the risk management side, right? I ran risk at Credit Suisse. Yeah. Now there's the risk side. If you are a sharp, why can't I curtail your bets?
Why can't I kick you out? Well, think about this.
They haven't done anything to me yet.
Okay.
Well, no wonder, because you're a loser.
No, I'm winning.
Barely.
I'm at $570. I started with $500 3 months ago.
Congratulations. And it's entertaining.
And it has
like
nothing to do. I don't think I'm going to end up in Gamblers Anonymous. I don't think so. And right now, it has nothing to do with the money. It really doesn't.
But this is you're saying if somebody's good at counting cards, you're going to kick them off the system.
Same as the casino, just like I was saying. That's right.
That's really interesting.
Right.
But that message. I understand where you're talking. You're talking to investors right now. But if I'm a consumer at home who's listening, it's like, oh my gosh, don't do this because if I win, they're going to kick me out anyway.
No, and this is what I'm trying to tell you is that that's a very small percentage, right? And this is about entertainment and going after the meaty part because it's so big. Those numbers again are staggering when you look at the numbers of folks just in New Jersey that are playing.
571.
Okay, he's won $71 over the last 3+ months.
Wow,
of
571. Yeah,
it started with 500.
Okay, here's my bets from last night. What does that say? 1-1-1.
You don't like being called a loser, do you?
I'm winning with Morehead State. That's my new system.
Winning?
That's winning. That's my new system. I'm taking the points. Right. With basketball, you don't know. You don't know. Anyone can win. How can you win with? How can you give 29 points and win? How can you be sure you're going to win by 29 points? It's
you should go on SportsGrid and get a little bit of an edge.
You need a little edge.
You may have a system. Maybe you may need to listen to a little responsible gambling and some book management. Because that's one.
I don't want to get too good at this. I don't want to end up in Gamblers Anonymous. I stick with $20 per game. I think that's the way to do it.
And that's the entertainment piece. Right. You go out to eat. What does it cost to go out to eat? What does it cost to go to Starbucks?
Cheaper than going to movies with 4 people.
And I was just going to say, for movies, it's unbelievable now to take a family to the movies. So to me, if you're a man or a woman that goes home, you work hard, dinner's on the table, you have your time with your family, and now it's that alone time, and you're doing your emails. I like to put a game on in the background and have it going on while I'm doing my emails and chit-chatting. And to me, that's entertaining. It keeps you vested.
Well, this is why, Buffalo Wild Wings has 10 screens. And every game, Saturdays are unbelievable now. I got to start with game day on ESPN and start, and I listen to what they're saying. It's fun.
Yeah.
It really is. Huh. I have a life. I know what you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
We got to get you on SportsGrid.
I actually do have a life, so no. But not at the moment.
You know what gets me is when I'm in New York, when I cross the bridge and I start trying to bet on something, it tells me it knows where I am.
Yes.
And you can't do this.
Check the location.
I live over there.
Got to go.
Yeah, and you got to go to the Meadowlands, and you got to check that out for us. You guys got to come. You got to be my guest. Jeff Grau would love it.
Really?
Did $25 million. We're killing it. #1 sports book in the country.